Hi there, and welcome to the Skylight Books author reading series. If you'd like to learn more about us and our many upcoming author events, please visit skylightbooks.com, where you can browse our inventory, buy books, and join our Friends with Benefits Club. You can also follow us on Twitter, Tumblr, and Facebook. To speak to a real live bookseller like me, please call 323-660-1175. Thanks for your support, and enjoy.
T. Franklin is a comic book author and an activist. She's won the Ignatz Award, the Eisner Award, the Queer Press Grant, and she is a New York Times bestseller. She's also the originator of the hashtags Black Comics Month and Teens That Look Like Teens. I just learned Bingo and Love, I guess its publication date is Valentine's Day, very romantic, but I heard that was only in comic book stores, so actually it's like something special that you can get it here today. They apparently, we're selling it early than other normal brick and mortar bookstores, so it's like a little special thing. My goodness, this book has gotten so well reviewed. It has been called phenomenal, strong, fresh, welcome and necessary, hard-hitting, important, refreshing, swoon-worthy, groundbreaking, amazing, delightful, sweet, heartwarming, original, the perfect storm, a very big deal, poignant, beautiful, diverse, and emotionally complex. Let's please give a warm round of applause.
All right. Wow, that was a lot. It is a lot. It's almost like you wrote a really good book. Who'd have thunk it? I mean, everybody, clearly. But apparently, yeah. This is wow. So T, let's do the dirty work first. When is this book going to be available everywhere? Let's tell people how to get things.
Okay, so comic shops. It was available on Valentine's Day, and in bookstores, it won't come out until February 20th. So if you are here at Skylight Books, you can get it now for $9.99 plus tax, I believe. So, ta-da! Yes. Shout out to Image Comics for allowing us to do pre-releases because I am over here and I won't be here on the 20th. So, yay! Get your books now, or forever not hold it, but it'll be out soon.
So the first thing I want to talk about, I was reading the phone interview that you did with Gail Simone, a woman that we both know and love, and you were talking about the fact that you grew up in a religious home and environment, as did I, so that very much resonated with me. I wasn't allowed to listen to secular music or read secular books, but books were a way that I could kind of sneak the world in, get some other perspectives, learn about things, which to me as a young woman realizing I was a lesbian was a really big deal. And now as a writer, it's a big deal to me to create things with representation, and I'm wondering how much that background influenced you and creating a book like this.
Wow. Well, whatever I did, I had to do it in a library because everything was a sin. Everything. Like the clothes, of course. You know, I went to a Catholic Christian school, so, the skirt would be down to my ankles, but once my mom was gone, I'd like hike it up all the way up here so I can show off the leg and the thigh and whatnot, but it was a sin. Reading Jackie Collins was a sin, and Stephen King, a sin. Certain things on TV was a sin. Everything that wasn't in the Bible was a sin. So, for this, what? And it's funny because my mom is okay. She's read the book. So, but it's not a sin now, or maybe it is, but she hasn't mentioned it to me.
Did she like the book?
She did. She cried and everything.
Oh,
so
that's amazing.
I don't know. Maybe it's not a sin anymore. I don't really know.
Look at you. You're healing families, including your own.
I know. I don't know. It's like it's wild, but my safe spot was in a library because I couldn't take anything home. So if I had something like this when I was growing up, when I was, my daughter's age and younger, I don't know, maybe I would have held out on my marriage and not just jumped into something and settled. But it's when you are a black person, you have a black family and they're really into the church and God and all of that jazz, It's hard. And if you are queer, a member of the LGBTQ community, they're going to beat it out of you. They're going to beat that sin out of you. So I wanted to show what Hazel's family went through and how they just don't play with that kind of feeling. And I don't know if you guys know about Bingo Love, so let's back it up and let you know about Bingo Love. Okay, so T. Franklin, all that good stuff is said about me. Yay. All right. So I'm queer. I'm disabled. What? I'm disabled? And I'm black. So, which is, those are a lot of intersectionality going on. And, you're a comic writer. That really doesn't happen a lot in comics. Straight, white, male, 75 plus years. Yeah. So, writing comics, I always read comics, sin, but I always read the comics, and now being able to write about this is just something that is pretty cool. And this is my first book. I have stories that are in these amazing award-winning books like Love is Love and the Elements Anthology. So this is my first big gig that sort of kind of took over. Bingo Love is Black Mirror San Junipero mixed with Academy Award winning Moonlight. That is the description of this book. You have these two girls who meet randomly at bingo hall, and the girl, she's smitten by this new kid, and she doesn't really know what these feelings are because she's 13 years old and she's trying to figure them out. But because of the time period, she can't really talk to anybody about it. She damn sure can't tell her mom because sin.
Right.
So, it's really, it's unfortunate. And as the time goes by, they finally come out to each other with this sweet little kiss, which actually takes place in front of a church. So that's like a major sin. And they decide that, if we do this, we just have to keep it under wraps. Unfortunately, they get busted, and they're told by their families, we're going to disown you, or you gotta do the normal things, which is be straight, get married, have kids, grandkids. So they do this because, again, 1963, 1967, 50 years down the line, they randomly find each other again at bingo. So now it comes the decision of, do we listen to our families again and stay in this marriage which isn't full of love? And they have to, that is their, they got to figure some things out if they want to, stay with them or just be with their one true love. This was a Kickstarter. I asked for $1 short of 20 grand, and we raised almost $60,000 for this book. So it was, oh man, the fact that people really wanted to read about Black queer grandmas was just the best thing ever.
Well, there's not anything about Black queer grandmas, which is the amazing thing about this. Like, people want it, but it's never been done, so nobody knows that people want it, because heaven forbid we try something.
No, that's a sin, Amanda. Especially in comics, you can't have anything like that. It has to be superpowered.
And so what made you bold enough and amazing enough and inspired enough to do a thing that has literally never been done?
So, right, I have a tendency to be kind of lazy, and not lazy. No, it's lazy. But I was watching TV, and there was this commercial. I don't know what show I was watching, but there was a commercial for a heart hospital. And they had these two older Black women. They were sitting on the brownstone steps tying their sneakers. They get up and they start doing the sprint walking side by side, And there was this older Black gentleman walking the opposite way from them. They turned into these young little teenage girls, and they started to look back and giggle like, oh my God, he's so cute. And their faces just lit up. And I'm like, well, what if that was a girl? And what if they liked each other? And what if, oh my God, where's my notebook? And I just started to jot down any and every idea that I had. And that was January 2017. I reached out to some people on Twitter to see if they wanted a paid gig to, do the art. And by February 14th, 2017, we announced that we were going to do a Kickstarter. March 15th, we went live, and that was really it. It literally happened within a span of a year from that idea to Image Comics picking up the book and giving it a wider distribution. So shout out to me being lazy.
And then very much not lazy, because that's been a year. It doesn't happen that fast. Books don't happen that fast. Success like this doesn't happen that fast. It's very uncommon.
Which goes to show that this is a hunger. People want this type of material in their lives. And, if you want something done right, you got to go out and do it yourself.
And you did.
Yes.
And then with Kickstarter, there's obviously, the first thing is having the content people actually want, because as we all know, a lot of Kickstarters fail. We all live in LA. We've all been hit up by people who are kickstarting their film and their friend's film and their short film and everything. And a lot of them fail. Yours very much did not.
No.
So what do you think the ingredients were for you having a phenomenally successful Kickstarter?
I mean, I really do think we were funded in 5 days, actually, guys, like 5 days.
Phenomenally
so it was really
Kickstarter.
Amazing. I really think it just has to do with the fact that you're not seeing two older black women on the shelves of comic book shops, and not just small, skinny, light-skinned black women. Our main protagonist, from her side of the story, she is a pleasantly plump, dark chocolate woman, and with the salt and pepper hair. This is not... Grandparents aren't in comics unless, your Uncle Ben and your dad, unless it gets recycled with the next Spider-Man movie, right? Ma and Pa Kent, dead. Professor X and Magneto. And that's pretty much it. And most of those characters are throwaway characters because they just get recycled. So the fact that they're grandparents and they're black and queer women is just something that people, I think they really desired it so much that they were just throwing the money at me. Please make this. Can you get more? And I'm like, dude, the book, people have been like begging for more. And I'm like, dude, it's only been out for like 24 hours. Can we just let it chill and marinate before you start begging for more? Which, just don't tweet this, because I am doing more, but just don't say nothing, because y'all gonna like blow up my spot. But I do want to make more, because
obviously there's hunger for it.
They want this.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
They want these stories, and they're kissing on a bench, and they are just beautiful black women, and it's empowering. And the youth, really honestly, the youth is why I wanted to create this book. I just signed and read at a library in New Jersey. And I'm from Jersey, hey. No Jersey in the crowd? Okay. So, so I wanted to do this for the youth. And I read to grades 5 through 8, and there was this 11-year-old girl, and she came to me after everything, and she's like, I really needed this book in my life. This is my life. I've lived this. And I'm like, girl, what have you lived? You are 11 years. You're like wet behind the ears. What are you talking about? And she's like, I came out, my girlfriend is in the hospital, and she is the love of my life.
Oh my God.
She is my better half. Again, what are you talking about? And I remember being young, and everything was so intense at that age. So I get it. I gave her, I let her get the pass. But she shared that her girlfriend is in the hospital because she came out to her parents.
Oh God.
And she tried to kill herself. And I'm listening to this 11-year-old girl, and she straight face, like she was so strong. And I don't know how she did it, but she's like, if I can give this girl your book, I know it'll make her feel better. Mm-hmm. And this is why I will go wherever, and I want to just have this book in everybody's hands, especially the youth, because there is no reason. It's 2018. Mm-hmm. There is no reason that little girl should be committing suicide because she is not being accepted by her parents. And I know there's a lot of us who just want to be accepted by our parents. And because she wasn't, she didn't want to live anymore. Mm-hmm. But her girlfriend wanted to give her my book, to give her hope, to show that it's okay, that you can... It's a possibility that we're going to end up together and we can be together forever and in love. And if that's not a reason for me to keep pushing and keep writing these stories, I honestly don't know what is. That little girl's 5 minutes, like, you're coming out to a stranger and like, you don't know me. And I wanted to squeeze this little girl and tell her that everything is going to be all right. But I don't know. Mm-hmm. And I just told her, I said, listen, I understand, and I want you to understand that it is not, you do not have to force yourself to come out to your parents. When you feel the time is right, then you can come out. But don't do it a moment too soon. Because God forbid, like, that is like, I don't want her to have to, it's hard, it's a lot, and it's this is for the youth. The youth needs to know that happily ever afters are not just for straight people. Because so many times we see in movies and TVs and books that the gays are killed. Like the bury your gays trope is played out. And I'm sorry, you're not going to kill me just to further somebody's straight story. Like, that's not going to happen. I am alive. I am a person. I have feelings. Just because I love differently than you do does not mean that I should be killed because John Doe's story needs to, like, that's just so whack. It's played out. And if I can give her hope and anybody else hope, that the fact that they can find true love, no matter how long down the line is, I'm going to keep writing these stories.
And I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
I mean, I think about myself as a young lesbian. When the media, if I saw myself at all, then it was in a tragic story that ended really badly. And I think about like how much if I had a book like this where there's like lesbian grandmothers, I think that would have meant a lot to me to just think like, oh, we can grow old, we can be like full people, not just like young tragic, tales of caution and I think things like this are really important, and I think that the fact that there's such a hunger for it, that people want it so much, will probably be inspiring and helpful for the young people coming out now too. Like just to know, like, oh, it's not just like a weird thing that just I want. It's like so much that we're now in the second printing, possibly going to the third.
Yeah, sort of, kinda. It was announced that the second printing is happening before the book even came out back in January because people wanted this book so much, and it's really wild in that I don't understand it still. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm grateful to everybody who has either pledged through the Kickstarter or just even pre-ordered it and on Amazon, which is like the #1 best-selling gay and lesbian graphic novel on Amazon. And I'm thankful to everyone who has told or tweeted or done anything. So if the fact that I know that this book is going to be in print forever and help someone for years to come is like the best feeling ever. It really is.
And let's talk about that journey from the successful Kickstarter to Image Comics, which is slightly different than doing it yourself on Kickstarter. How did that happen?
Yes. So there is this, I signed at Escape Pod Comics for Free Comic Book Day, and Donnie Cates, he is a writer on Baby Teeth, and he's writing Doctor Strange for Marvel. He wanted to know simply, like, what's happening with Bingo Love, like, where's it going? And I'm like, I have no idea. Like, wherever it goes. He's like, let me introduce you to my buddy Eric. And I'm like, okay. whatever. I get this email, and it's his buddy Eric Stevenson, who's like Robert Kirkman, Eric Stevenson, like they're up there. I'm like, dude, your buddy? Like, really? So now, like, I don't know how to talk. Greetings, Mr. Stevenson. Like, I had to, like, change things up. Like, I'm, like, thinking it's your buddy. Yo, what's up? Thank you so much. Like, no, I couldn't talk. I couldn't talk like that. I had to, get on, no offense, I had to put on my white voice. I'm like, hello, sir. Thank you so much. Yeah, so Eric really wanted the book. He said, we would love to have this at Image, and I'm the first Black woman writer who has a book at Image.
Oh my God.
So in 25 years, and that's just, again, it's huge. What? Yeah, so that's how Image came into play. And Image, actually, I will show you later, but on the back of this image, on the back of the Image book, it has my publishing company, Inclusive Press. On the logo is on the back of this Image Comics book, which that doesn't really happen. It's Image logo or nothing. Mm-hmm. So it's the Image logo plus my logo. So that in itself is a really big deal, and I'm thankful to his buddy Eric. So yeah.
I mean, it's huge. And what does this mean for, worldwide distribution and...
Everywhere. We are talking about getting it translated to... Well, there's been interest from Japan and Spain and Germany and Italy and... What? Yeah, it's pretty freaking cool, man. Like, Black grandmas are going to be like, what? Yeah, this is wild. Sorry.
No, it's incredible. And not just that, but you were talking about earlier even the diversity in body sizes, which we don't see a lot in comic books. I mean, especially, superhero comics, which is a world that I generally play in. Everybody is pretty amazingly, spectacularly, unattainably attractive and in shape. And I love in your book that attractiveness comes in all ages, all sizes, sexuality. So when that came into play, how much of that was you saying this character needs to look exactly that way? How much is the artist's interpretation?
Jenn St-Onge, amazing artist. She's on Jem The Misfits, and she has a graphic novel, Finding Molly, Adventures in Cat Sitting? I think that's the name of it. She also, most of it was mine because this was my opportunity to be unapologetically Black. Mm-hmm. Like, I have people in this book doing the electric slide Black at a wedding. Like, I have Black women with church hats. Like, if you go to a Black church, like, the hats are like the big thing. Mm-hmm. It is like the competition of who has the biggest hat in churches. Mm-hmm. And I wanted so many different Black women with these hats and just all the different sizes and disabilities are in there because it's important. It reflects my life. It reflects my family's life. And I needed to, this was my opportunity to be this is like my Black Panther Black. Like, this is what I wanted to do for this book and to turn it all the way up because nobody's going to say, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. Right. So Jenn has, her art is so amazing. She can convey so many different emotions, and I don't have to say, like, I described, how I want the scene to look, but her art was so intense that I felt like I was ruining, her art with word bubbles. Like, I'm like, there's no need to tell the story because the story is just being conveyed by their face, by their eyes. And Jenn is amazing, and Joy San is just this phenomenal colorist. My whole team was badass, and they're inclusive women. So there's no reason for 75 years to be nothing but straight white men. Like, it's just because this proved that this can happen, and my team is badass.
Yeah, and it's really crucial for, I assume most people here know something about comics, but like the artist-writer connection is so much more intense in the storytelling than in many other mediums. I mean, the art can really make or break the story that you write because the emotions that are conveyed in the art are so important. The way that the flow of the page goes impacts the writing and the words. Did you know Jenn, like, did you guys know each other? Had you worked together? What was your relationship previously?
We never worked together. There was a Marvel cover for Riri Williams. It was done by J. Scott Campbell. And it had the teenager Riri, I think 14, 15. And she had like on this really skimpy ass outfit in her boobs. You know how like they do women in superhero tights, Dolly Parton boobs, little twig ass body, and these little bathing suits. Like, it wasn't that bad, but it was bad enough. And I created this hashtag, teens that look like teens, because there's no reason a teenager should be looking how this person had Riri Williams, the black Iron Man. There was no reason that she looked the way that she did. And Jenn had drawn this, her rendition of Riri, and I fell in love with it when I saw it, and I asked her, look, I have a project. It wasn't Bingo Love. There was a project. It's a YA series that I can't talk about because I just can't. And I wanted to work with her, but unfortunately my schedule and her schedule just did not click. So I just put a pin in it, and then when I was looking for this book, I'm like, oh, let me hit up Jenn. And she just so happened to be available. And that's really how we just clicked together and eventually knocked out this book.
And speaking of the teens who look like teens, and then you also have Black Comics Month. You've done some hashtag. T is a loudmouth on Twitter, and you should absolutely follow her. So give everybody your Twitter handle because it's amazing.
I'm a loudmouth. I'm a troublemaker. I'm a rabble rouser. I've been banned by Marvel, DC, and I'm like so happy. People normally aren't happy, but the fact that I get underneath these publishers' skins because I call out, the lack of inclusion in comics and just whatever. I mean, if you want to ban me from your little event, go ahead and ban me. I'm still gonna talk. It's not gonna stop me from talking trash. But Black Comics Month, I wanted to show that Black comic creators exist and that we are talented. And I created this hashtag, and it's gone viral several times, and people are, some people have actually gotten jobs from the fact that I have spotlighted them, and that's, that was before the whole pre-writing days, so when I didn't think I could write, but apparently I can.
Do you think that Twitter helped you find your voice? Because I know for me, I'm also a big mouth on Twitter, and I always have been, and sometimes that has been helpful to me, and sometimes it's been hurtful. Sometimes it's helped me get jobs because people are like, I like your Twitter, you make me laugh and say outrageous things or whatever. Did it help you think, on your writer journey?
I definitely think so, because I never would have met Gail at all, because I was, I was so loud and causing this huge ruckus that people wanted to know, who is this girl and how can we get her like into comics a little bit more? And then it was just people putting me on the spot saying, hey, why don't you, Joshua Williamson, my first published story was a 4-pager in Nailbiter, Serial Killer, by Image Comics. And I went to interview him, and he's like, T, you want 4 pages? And I'm like, what? I'm supposed to be interviewing you? Now you're giving me a gig? And the first thing out of my mouth was, I can't write.
Sure.
And he's like, clearly. What are you talking about? I'm like, I don't know how to write. Okay, yeah, figure that out on your own. I got shit to do. And he just like brushed me off. And next thing you know, I've got this 4-pager. Gail Simone edited the story, and Juan Ferrer was the artist. So I think if I wasn't as vocal as I am about, the lack of inclusion, I don't think I would be doing. Yeah, I don't think so.
I think that's true for a lot of people who are not straight white men who break into the industry. I think we generally tend to take kind of non-traditional routes to get there. I mean, some people, my wife got into things pretty traditionally, but I definitely didn't. It definitely came through my social media presence, and that was also true for you. I think it's kind of interesting, that lesson of we have to get our voices out there however we can.
Yeah.
And you embody that by doing a Kickstarter, as opposed to you could have schlepped around and
oh my God,
pitched to everybody.
Absolutely. I refuse to let the white gatekeepers tell me no, because that's all it is in comics. And that is who you're met with at the door. And in my head, I'm going to have the people tell me no. I'd rather have you guys tell me no than have some stuck-up dude who's been an editor for how many ever years and say, no, we don't want to publish this trash or, whatever. Or I might not have gotten a response at all. Mm-hmm. So me going and putting it online and have the people tell me no, I would accept that. Because maybe that's something that they wouldn't want to read. And that's fine because this is their money. I'm begging them for their money. But that didn't happen. So them telling me yes is like, okay, so I've got something here. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, that happened during the time when Marvel's CEO or president was like, oh, diversity doesn't sell. And I'm like, how? This is like $60,000 right here. What are you telling me? I'm virtually a nobody in the comic industry, but you're telling me diversity doesn't sell? But these queer grandmas are like selling. But okay, dude, whatever. So if, again, all of that has to do with how vocal I am online. So,
and then this in turn opens doors for other things. I mean, because I know I've worked with editors in some of the bigger companies who absolutely do want diversity and voices and look to hire people who are not necessarily the traditional people who have been hired in the past. And even with them, it's so much easier for them to do that when things like this exist and they can point to it and say, well, this person created this amazing book and everybody's clamoring for it, and look, now it's in the almost third printing. And I'm just going to keep saying it.
Wild. Don't do that.
I think it's interesting. This book does a lot for the people that are going to read it, for young people who are queer and black and who get to see themselves, for older people that get to see something they've never seen, but also for people who want to create new and interesting things, their own life stories that maybe don't get told.
Right. It's like, I do not suggest somebody going out and doing like a 80-page graphic novel because it's really hard. Like if you're going to start in comics, do something small, like a 4-pager, like how I did. And there's so many anthologies out there that you can join and get paid because, I'm in debt, baby, with this book. I know Image picked it up, but y'all don't understand. I'm selling my blood. Like, it's a lot. This is like a $35,000, and that's in art alone. So it's a lot of money to create a book unless you're putting it online for a webcomic. So I would totally suggest, either start with a webcomic or, look for anthologies that'll pay you between $50 to $100 a page and start small and get your stuff out there. Mm-hmm. But we can tell these stories, and we have between the internet, Kickstarter, and Patreon, like these avenues to create our own things is out there. And when you build it, you just have to promote it to the best of your abilities. But people will buy it and they will support you if they know that you can tell these beautiful stories that actually include them, because that's all we want. Representation matters. I mean, look at Black Panther. Hello, like this is what we want, and people will go out and they will support it. But if you keep on shutting us down and blocking us out the door, I mean, you can, but that doesn't mean you're going to stop us from doing it, because we're going to figure it out ourselves and we're going to make it happen.
Yeah, and this is a perfect success story for that.
Thank you.
Speaking of, do you want to read a little bit of your amazing story?
Ooh, show and tell, yay! I will do that. Thank you. Okay, so this is my badass logo right here. Like, you see Image, a little corny logo. No, I'm playing Image. No, this is Image's logo, and this is my logo, Inclusive Press. So I'm really excited about that. So I'm going to read a little. When the second page is where Hazel first meets Mari at the church bingo. Yeah. Okay. So, February 10th, 1963, Paterson, New Jersey. Jersey. Jersey is really important to us, so that's not in the book, but okay. Okay, so every Sunday after church, I would go with my Grams to the bingo hall. Mom worked on Sundays to avoid going to church with Grams. She wasn't religious, and that pissed off my Grams a lot. N39, B6. Bingo! Ugh. Of course it's the deacon's wife. She always wins. It's not fair. Hey, Grams. Who's that girl over there? Not sure, baby. Looks like Sister Jackie's granddaughter. You'll probably see her in school tomorrow. Grams was right. Class, let's welcome our newest student, Mari McCray, to school number 6. Because you know in comics there's like sound effects, so. Okay. Mari, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself? Okay, well, I just moved from California. I live with my grandma, and that's a little bit about myself. More sound effects. You know, kids, class, yeah. Settle down, class. Mari, have a seat next to Hazel. Hazel, you help Mari get acquainted with the school, you understand? Yes, Mrs. Jeffries. Mari was a tall, beautiful, and she smelled like cocoa butter. She was a honey glazed goddess. I stared at her in class and just daydreamed about us being friends and hanging out. So Hazel's like legitimately staring at Hazel. Like Mari is just like, what the hell is
And
going
that
on?
page is
She's
so
like,
gorgeous.
hello, is anybody home? And Mari is like waving her hand, and Hazel's like, oh yeah, listen, I'm sorry, Mari. When I'm bored, I go elsewhere. Don't worry about it, I do it too. I dream I'm on the beach in California. But, okay, guys, wait. I didn't write this when I knew I was going to California, okay? So don't hold that against me, all right? Okay, cool. So how long has it been since you got here? Well, we moved here last week. So now mind you, 1963. So how different is California? This is so weird. How different is California from Patterson? California's pretty groovy. I know, 63 guys, sorry. Patterson is Dullsville. Ouch. Hey, you asked. Don't lose your cool, Hazel. Well, maybe one day I can show you how we have a blast over here in Dullsville. I'd actually like that, Hazel. So now everybody's having lunch in this cafeteria. And again, Hazel is staring so hard at Mari. She's so beautiful. It's hard to make friends when you move. I hope he ends up being really tight. Yeah, me too. Mari was on my mind for the rest of the day. We didn't have any other classes together, so I kept replaying our interactions over and over in my head. When school let out, I was hoping to see her again. It looks like I missed Mari after school. I really wanted to walk her home. Hey, wait up! Want to walk home together? Sure. So they go on their little town and they go out for an adventure. And they're walking the streets of Patterson. Welcome to Dullsville, where the cool people hang out. Funny, aren't you one of the cool people? I wish. Hey, let's go get a hot chocolate. Yeah, I don't have any money. Come on, it's my treat. It's okay. I have to get home anyways. Please? Fine. Great. Our first time out together and I don't have any money to treat her. Instead, she's treating me. So are you just going to stare out the window until your hot chocolate freezes? Or are you going to talk to me? I'm sorry, Mari. I just feel weird that you paid for my hot chocolate. It's only hot chocolate, Elle. That was when Mari gave me a nickname. Elle? Yeah, it fits you. I give all my friends nicknames. Do you like it? I do, actually. No one has called me that ever since. And that's how our friendship was born over hot chocolate. I'm so glad I didn't go home instead. And that's, like, I guess you could say the first chapter of how it sets up how they meet each other, how she's a new kid in school, and she's got little butterflies in her stomach. And from there, we've got kisses and hugs, and grandma's coming at you with a chancleta on her hand, about to beat somebody's ass. And it takes a beautiful turn in the book. And I do hope you guys all enjoy it. This right here is when they first kiss after 50 years of not seeing each other. And this right here is Hazel's daughter, and the look of disgust on her face is so real. It's a really beautiful love story, and we've got a lot of family drama, which is to be expected because Mom's gay. So, yeah.
Surprise, Mom's
surprise.
gay. That is an amazing meet cute. I love it. It's so cute.
It's so cute. It's so sappy. It's so cheesy. It's so loving. It is just... I literally tell you in the second panel of the first page to get a box of tissues. Like, I warned people. And people are like, why didn't you tell me to bring tissues? I'm like, I did. Look at the second panel. And they're like... Oh, I thought you were just, yeah, well, I told you. So I'm telling you, get some tissues. You go through a ton of emotions, and it's, I don't know, it's cute, it's sweet, it's loving, and it's, diabetes sweet.
Yeah, and you've got some 60s slang. How much fun was that to dive into?
That was like really fun. I'm like, Dullsville? Tight? What? Let's make it work. A lot of research. I
was about to say, you probably spent a lot of time looking up the areas of at the time, and the clothes and the
that slang. Was like really fun looking up the hairstyles, especially was because black hair is really important. Period. And artists who do comics and they make black hair look really it's just a no. And remember I told you it was like really blackety black, unapologetic black. Like, there is this page that was really important. There is a full page of just Hazel doing her granddaughter's hair.
Yes.
And it's really important. And I wanted to she's getting her hair greased. She's got like a dollop of grease. I don't know. You guys, dollop of grease, part slick. Like, this is what I needed to show. And it was, it's really important to have this type of representation in this book. And Jenn did such a great job, especially when it came to the hair. She was watching YouTube videos to figure out exactly how to do this.
Oh, that's perfect.
And that's what you should do instead of like squiggly lines to represent braids attached to
nothing.
It's like, what is it anchored to? Like, what are you doing? So yeah, I am proud of my team, and I'm just thankful that everyone, I have breastfeeding in this book. Like, this is such a really important book, and I don't know, I just hope everybody loves it. So thank you.
Does anybody out in the audience have any questions about anything about Bingo Love, about T's life? Anything?
No. Okay. I guess questions. I answered them all then. Yes. Jersey. Can't you tell by the jet lag suitcases on my face? Like, yes. I'm in Jersey. I've been here since the 14th. I don't know what time it is anymore. Like, everything is just weird. I got to give much love to my daughter, who has been a trooper, considering she is on school time and waking up at like 4 o'clock in the morning thinking she's late for school. I know she can't wait to get home, but she's great. I love you, baby.
Where are you headed next? Where's your next Bingo Love tour stop?
Not sort of kind of really Bingo Love related, but I will be in Portland on the 21st announcing my new Image Comics series, which I hope you guys get. I can't talk about it, but it's definitely No Grandmas in Love. But after that, I will be at not Seattle Comic Con, Emerald City Comic Con, and then Delaware. So going back to the East Coast and hanging there for a while and sleeping.
That sounds good.
Yes.
It's very good.
Very
Are there any other comic books you have that you can talk about, or just the Secret Image project and this? Which is plenty.
I am working on a YA magical series.
Fun.
And that's all I can say.
Got it.
Which is not anything Image related, because
Right,
Image
just-
will have my head. No. Yes, that's just something totally different. But
Nice.
I hope you all stay tuned for what is coming up and that you will enjoy it. And thank you all for the support. Yes.
Yeah, I gotta say, I love the book so much. I was so excited. I follow you on Twitter. I was getting ready. It was Valentine's Day, and my girlfriend and I had like pretty mellow plans. I was supposed to be going home, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna go to the comic book store. So I went to the comic book store, got home, started reading it while she was getting ready, started crying, had a whole experience. Then she sat down. I'm like, just stop everything and read this. And we spent the whole night reading and crying and talking about it, just having like an awesome Valentine's Day.
Oh my God, thank you so much for the support.
Thank you so much for the book. It was awesome.
I'm really glad. Oh, people read my book for Valentine's Day.
I mean, it's romantic. That's the right thing to do.
I know. It's so sweet. I thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for.
Amazing night. I was so excited about the story and to share it with my girlfriend, who I can't convince her to read very many comics, despite our shelves being full of them.
Right.
But she loved it. Yeah, so it was such a treat. So thank you so much.
Thank you. That's what
that's
I'm
the-
hearing a lot.
But that's the other good thing I was going to say, is that it's not a traditional
Comic, yeah. And people have been going in, hey, what's Bingo Love? Can I get Bingo Love? I'm seeing it all over the place. Can I read it? Doesn't have superheroes, right? And I'm like, no. There are superheroes in their own right for the things that they've done.
Right.
But it's not, it's nothing, it's not traditional at all. And having people who would never pick up, like, I signed at Third Eye Comics in, what state? Maryland. And they're telling me that grandmas are coming in,
Oh my
picking up
God.
this book, and I'm just like,
Oh, I love it.
what
I
it's
love
supposed
it.
to be about. So normally they wouldn't go in the shop at all, and now they're picking up this book, and I'm like, I'm telling you, I am waiting to see the cosplay. Yo, if grandma's cosplay is Mari and Hazel, it's a wrap. I'm done. Like, I'm just
That
gonna
would be amazing.
drop.
That would be-
my
it'll
God.
happen though. Like somebody will cosplay.
It has
It's like
to. It has to.
it will. I will
has
stake.
to.
I will stake something on it.
I know, but I need it to be grandma's.
That would be
'Cause,
amazing.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Grandma's, like a little like an actual little grandma cosplaying as Grandma Hazel. Oh my god, that'd be done.
That'd be amazing. So get your grandmas to cosplay and then tweet
come
pictures
see
at
me.
tea.
Thank you guys so much for coming. Anybody else have any questions? Yes. Hello.
Hi, I have a question. Can you discuss your working relationship with Jenn, the illustrator? You provide her like a full script, a Marvel-style plot outline, and she interpreted it. Did she attach your thumbnails? You reviewed it? Did you give her any like change notes?
Yeah, that is literally how it went. Jen, I'm sorry, I used something in my eye. I wrote the script out and I gave it to Jen. And Jen, she does the thumbnails and the thumbnails, the script, the brain sketch. There you go. The pencils of the sketch of the thumbnails and it's literally like, and I don't understand it because I can't draw. It's like this little circle and a face, but nothing is like really drawn out. And you're like squiggly lines and like, what is this supposed to be? Well, that's the bingo hall. Okay, cool. All right. And once I okay it, she then goes and draws the pencil. Well, better pencils of how it will look. So that would be the time to go and erase anything that needs to be changed. And then from there, you turn to the pens, well, the inks, as they call it. And from there, it gets passed on to Joy, who's the colorist, and then she tweaks her colors. And if we usually try to do the edits in the pencil stage, because again, just be erased and nothing is fully set in stone. I keep saying this, I could not have asked for a better team to do this.
Were you your own editor on this? Like, since it was a Kickstarter, were you or did you have somebody help?
I had Erica Schultz. There's no way. I had Erica Schultz. She's the writer on Charmed for Dynamite, yes. And she was the one who took my words and turned it into something that makes sense. I have like this phobia of red pens just because of high school and grammar school and the marking everything. So I'm like, please, you can edit, just use any different color. Because I'm like, I cannot do red. And there weren't that many edits, but there were enough that I was like, thank God this wasn't in red, because I probably would have had like the biggest anxiety attack, because it's just a lot. And she edited everything, and that's when it goes to Jen and then Joy, and then Cardinal Ray was the one who made the bubbles. And when you read, you don't notice, like in comics, unless it's really horrible lettering, you don't really notice it because it flows so effortlessly.
Yeah, letterers are unsung heroes. Absolutely.
Yes. And again, I couldn't have done it without them. Everybody held their own and made this book even better than what I could have imagined at all. They're great. They're just, yeah, I love them. They made this happen, and if it wasn't for, them saying yes, I don't know. I don't think it probably would have happened as quick as it did had everyone been on board from the beginning. And they all said that this was something that they wanted to do because it's something that has never been done before. And no one was really expecting this to go. Nobody was expecting this to go this well. No, we were all like, how much? What? We funded already? What are we going to do? Okay, so we got to like the $40,000-ish mark, and I freaked. Like, I had a panic attack. Like, I was so overwhelmed because not only did we fund, now we're like 2 times over, and I'm like, I have to create this book. I have to create this book. I got to create this book.
Like, people actually want it.
No. They want a book from me, and there's like this green button on Kickstarter, and you press the green button, and they refund everybody's money back, right? So I'm looking at this green button, and the green button's talking to me. Go ahead, press it. So I got this green button talking. I've got like, the imposter syndrome, like, bitch, you can't write. Like, you're trash, right? And I'm like, oh shit, I am trash. You know what? Let me hit this button and give everybody back their money. And I'm like, Lise, pack your shit. We're getting out of the state. And I left my laptop.
Oh my God.
We packed our stuff and we went to Florida. I left my laptop because I was. And Kickstarter needs to change it to red, like to stop, and not green as to go. So like just colors. Yeah, I was gonna press the button and give everybody back their money, and this Kickstarter the book would not have happened.
But aren't you glad you didn't?
Oh my God, yes! But it literally almost happened. I freaked out.
I get it. When a lot of people want something from you, it's hard not to have that imposter syndrome thing pop up that we all get, that most of us get. That humans get.
Yes. Yes. It doesn't matter if you are a creative or not. Like, yeah. So it was really, it was hard to not press that button. But I think the team probably would have killed me.
I mean, probably.
I think everybody probably would.
And it is a perfect storm of, part of the success is it's a perfect storm of an amazing, beautiful story with gorgeous writing and then gorgeous art that backs up, supports, and elevates the gorgeous writing. You know, I mean, it really comes together exactly the way you want a comic book to come together. Yeah. And this is like a best case scenario of like doing it on your own and then having it turn out really well.
Really well, yeah. Because guys, this doesn't happen, especially first book out the gate like that. Just does not happen at all.
No, it really doesn't.
And it happens, and I'm like a fluke. But you know, it's been such an amazing ride. I never thought I would be here. I was at a college just today giving a lecture. Like, what? I don't even think I finished graduating college, and I'm giving lectures. Like, that can't even be right. Like, I don't understand how I did it, and I don't, but it led me here, and it's so wild. I never, ever would have thought this would.
And think of all the students that are now going to feel empowered to tell their own stories because they know they can.
And that's it. If you don't know, you just don't do it. But now that they know, and there was a professor sitting at my lecture yesterday. He was like, "Yeah, I'm teaching your class next semester. I'm teaching this book to my class next semester."
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I was like, "Who? What book? This book? That book? Like, what?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm teaching it." And like,
that's awesome.
Okay, thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so, yes. Anyone else?
Anybody
have a
else?
question? No.
What's
Yes.
been your friends and family's response, especially since this is kind of a new adventure and they're listening to your voice in a different way?
My friends are like really cool support system, who's talked me out of, again, pushing the green button. And they're mostly comic creators, so me and them, you know, they are like gun-ho champions. Family, the only family that I really cared about was my kids. Like, that was it. And my 24-year-old, oh my God, you have a 24-year-old? Yeah, my 24-year-old, you know, him and I, we have, you know, not on the best of terms, not on the worst of terms, but he was like, "Mom, I'm so proud of you." And I'm like, "I love you, baby." Like, I never thought my kid would ever say that.
That's amazing.
He's proud of me. And my other two, you know, this one, she actually helped design Hazel, so she probably wants a cut of money. But she
absolutely angle for that.
Yes, you know, and she helped design Hazel.
That's awesome.
So the fact that I got to put my kids, you know, and help me create this book was like, yeah, I don't really care about the rest of my family. It's like, these are the only ones who matter to me. You know, at the end of the day, you know, they're the ones who will either put me in a home or keep me with them, so I want to make sure that they're good. No, I'm at, hi.
Do you find that being a mom makes you care more about representation in media?
Yes.
Because it does for me. I, you know, I've been a lesbian my whole life, but being the mom of a little girl who has a mommy and a mama, I'm suddenly very aware of how little that family dynamic is displayed and how very little she gets to see her family in like a way that I suddenly care way more than I ever cared for myself. Was that true for you?
It's funny because I wasn't this way. Like, I noticed that there weren't, you know, a lot of like, oh my God, like a lot of representation, and I would still let my kids watch it, you know, the shows and whatnot, but I wasn't as conscious as I am now. You know, this was, how old are you? 15. Like, this is 20 some odd years ago. This wasn't, we just watched it, you know, and I think that's probably true for a lot of people. This is what we were handed, you know, this is what we were given, so we just shut up and we watched it.
That's all there is.
Know?
What can you do?
That's it.
Yeah.
But as time went on and being so vocal in the community, like, you know, even with her, she notices that, oh, there aren't enough people of color in there, or, you know, like, yeah, we're not going to watch this because if I can't count more than 3 people, I'm not going to watch this because I'm tired of being a token, you know, and if this is all you're used to for so many freaking decades, it's like, no, I don't have this. I don't need this. And now there's so many different options out there that why am I going to watch, you know, something that isn't going to represent me?
Right.
And
why support that with your viewership, your money?
Exactly. So, and there's so many different things out there from the Netflix, and even on YouTube, like people are making their own things, and you know, she sort of kind of understands, and she definitely calls it out, and you know, I'm like, yeah, I did that.
Good parenting.
It's
excellent parenting. Anybody else?
Well, thank you guys for coming. I appreciate you coming, and make sure you grab. There are plenty of copies in the front. Yes, the front. There's plenty of copies in the front. I will be more than happy to sign copies of Bingo Love if you would like them. Amanda, thank you so much.
Thank you for letting me come play with you. Everybody go get Bingo Love. It's really, really good.
It's really good.
And get her to sign it, because then it's more valuable.
I don't know how much, but well, I will say
a lot more valuable. Buy several copies.
Yeah. And it's the first printing. You want the first printing. Yay.
Yeah, because it's going into its third. Get the first one now.
Get the first copy now. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.
Thanks.
You've been listening to the Skylight Books author reading series. Don't forget, you can listen to this and all of our other great podcasts at skylightbooks.com. Thanks again for stopping by, and we hope to see you soon.